really expected to address in his first 100 days. Hari Sevugan, who's the former spokesman for the DNC, and Mark Lampkin, who served as an advisor to former Speaker of the House John Boehner. Hari, first to you on this. Obviously, there's a lot of things that President-elect Trump will probably want to do that Democrats don't like, whether it be issues about energy policy, whether it be tax relief, whether it be immigration and building that wall he's talked so much about. Which one of these issues should Democrats be willing to die on the hill for, so to speak?
Yeah, well, the first thing I would say to the Trump administration and Republicans more generally is, we should be very cautious about what you go forward with. Hillary Clinton's still going to win this election by the popular vote in this election by about 2 million votes, and demographics are still skewing towards a progressive majority. That said, I think there are some issues where the Trump administration can reach out to progressives. So if you look at infrastructure, for example, or if you look at some of the things he really ran on to reach out to those blue-collar voters.
Hari, though, wasn't it President Obama in 2008 who said elections have consequences? Isn't it at least worth the Democrats sort of taking a moment and saying, well, we don't have the Senate, we don't have the House, we lost the White House? Isn't there a reality check that needs to happen here?
No, it's absolutely correct that elections have consequences. The question is for Donald Trump is, what does he think the mandate of this election was? The election was a mandate, in my mind, not on him, because he's still going to lose by about 2 million votes. It's going to be about changing a broken system. And there are places where he can reach out to Democrats and get that done.
All right, so Mark, to Hari's point, does President-elect Trump focus on those sort of key issues that he talked about during the campaign that Democrats don't agree on, or does he take this as let's see if we can't bring everybody together and agree on certain changes here in Washington?
It seems to me that Mr. Trump, did get a mandate from the American people. I note with irony that the Democrats keep on saying, almost in Freudian slips, that Mr. Trump lost the election. The fact is, he's the president-elect. He talked about some things that I think the American people across the country believe in. We're going to do something about infrastructure, building roads, bridges, a pathway to the future. We're going to fix the broken Obamacare system. Everyone took a huge jolt, and I don't think it was an insignificant part of the electoral decision-making that everyone that received their premium increases that are 25, 30, 40, some I've heard 50% increases, he's going to fix that. He's also going to deal with border security.
You just brought up the issue of fixing Obamacare. Take a listen, though, to sort of the questions that remain about how to do that. Jake Tapper there with Speaker Paul Ryan earlier today.
Obamacare also provides birth control to women at no cost. Is that going to end, or will that remain?
Look, I'm not going to get into all the little nitty-gritty details of these things.
With all due respect, I don't know that the average woman of childbearing years out there who relies upon contraception provided by health insurance mandated by the Affordable Care Act, I don't know that she would think that that's just a nitty-gritty detail.
You're asking me detail.
Well, what do you think? Is it important to you?
About legislation. You're asking me details about legislation that hasn't been written yet.
Right.
All right, Mark, so now it has to be written. What hills do Republicans, for that matter, say are not negotiable, and where are they willing to compromise, perhaps, say, on the issue of contraception payments?
It strikes me that Tapper's question personifies why all of the pundits, the prognosticators, and the outrage machine got the election wrong. The bread and butter tabletop issues for the American people are not about the marginal notion of whether or not contraception's paid.
All right, okay, hold on. Mark, I got your answer. I only got 10 seconds for Hari to get a last word in.
Look, that's not a marginal issue. It's a real issue. But I'd be very cautious if I were Republicans about taking health care away from 25 million Americans.
Well, and already Donald Trump has said he's going to find a way to make sure that the 25 or 20 million Americans don't lose it. Hari, Mark, appreciate your time, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Shannon?
Well, still ahead, President-elect Donald Trump says he's going to put the country back